Welcome to Bourbon Riders and to our first pour series. Tonight we're cracking open the Noble Oak Double Oak Bourbon. I've been trying to get to this bourbon for a while. I seem to remember that we bought this as maybe part of our old In Hunt of a Unicorn series, where I had to buy a consolation bourbon if I couldn't find a unicorn at the end of the hunt. I seem to remember this being one of those prizes. So several of my viewers have asked me to, get a review of this, and because of Wheat Week, everything got delayed, especially the first pour series. So we're finally getting around to tasting what I hope is an excellent double oak bourbon. Now, I've got a couple double oak bourbons, the Woodford Reserve double oaked, and of course the 1910 is actually a double oaked bourbon. And I like them both. In fact, I love them both. So I'm hoping this is a compliment to them. So the Noble Oak is a little bit less expensive than either of those. I seem to remember it's in the right around $40, and that probably would have been right because that probably would have been my limit as a consolation bourbon in the Hunt series. So it's distilled in Indiana. It's bottled by Noble Oak Spirits Company in Newton, Ohio. Past that, I really don't know a whole lot about it. We'll list their website on the bottom. It's nobleoak.com, and you can go and read for it about yourself. They do give you their tasting notes for the nose and the palate, and we're going to come up with our own, aren't we? So, what do we do here? First thing, always on first pour, is we gotta test that pop. So let's go to it. That was a really nice pop. This is kind of a heavy bottle. It's pretty thick glass. It's very simple, but also very cool looking. So, wow, I definitely pick up that sherry in the aroma. Interesting. Let's get some chugging going on, shall we? Oh, that's some good chugging. Wanted to see if I could see the sherry in the... Of course, it's not flavored, so there's no sherry in the bourbon, except for what it picks up out of the staves. So I hope you can see that right there. See the label. Yeah, it's a nice. It amazes me sometimes going like, is that just 750 milliliters? But it is. It's a pretty good sized bottle. Okay. I always like looking at the color, and that's kind of a dark amber with a little bit of reddish or orangish tint to it. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Give it a little swirl here. And I didn't really bother to look up the proof. Looks like it's 90 proof, 45% ABV. So, no, it shouldn't be a strong bourbon. Well, let's see what the nose thinks of it. Just like I picked up from the bottle, you definitely get the aroma from those staves, from that sherry. I definitely picked that up right away. A little bit of proof, some dark fruits, some sweetness. Nice. That sherry aroma comes through though. First thing I smell. Wow. I hope it's as good as it smells, right? Cheers. Oh my. That is good. I didn't expect that. Smooth. And I know I use that word too much, but oh my God, that is so smooth. Velvety. Sweet. A little bit of baking spice right up front. And that was just on the first sip. Wow. That's one of the best first sips I've had all week. Well, I say that. The Buffalo Trace Single Barrel was amazing, so the second best first sip all week. You get those baking spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, things you would have in a fall festival cake, a spice cake. Forget the frosting, just the cake itself. And then you get that sweetness of the fruit, and it's medium to dark. I can't really tell you if it's cherries or whatever, but it's a medium to dark, very pleasant, sweet, not overly sweet. Wow. Who would have thought that the Noble Oak Double Oak Bourbon would be so good? I bought this as a consolation because I couldn't find a unicorn. I've got unicorns that don't taste this good. There you go. There's your new unicorn. Go out and buy it before everyone else does. Wow. I'm going to take another sip and we'll come back for some final thoughts. Well, final thoughts. I don't know which one surprised me more, the Blue Notes Crossroads or this one. Maybe this one. I really had low expectations from it. A company I'd never heard of. Yeah, a double oak. Well, there's a lot of people out there doing double oak and do it very well. And, well, how are you going to compete with that, right? This competes with it. We're really going to have to put this in a blind and see how it comes out, because now I'm really curious now if this could possibly beat 1910 and Woodford at their own game. And I love those both. Some of my favorite. Wow. So, our new recommendation system. If you haven't watched some of the previous videos, we basically, rather than doing some arcane score that means nothing to you, or rather just saying, oh yeah, we like it, we've actually come up with recommendations. 5 recommendations from 1 to 5, 1 to being the highest, 5 being the lowest. And we'll put that on the screen over here off the side here so you can read it yourself. And basically, we hope that most bourbons are at least a level 3, if not higher. I've had one recently that was a level 4. We won't say its name. 13th Colony. But we've also had ones that were level 2. Basically, this should be your next purchase. This one is a level 2, should be your next purchase. Not just because it's a great value at around or under 40, and we'll list the price on the bottom of the screen, what I paid for it in North Georgia, because the experience, the flavor, the aroma, the finish, it's higher than its price point. Pleasantly surprised? I hope you were. For those that have been waiting for this video, I wish I'd done it sooner. I wish I had known how good this bourbon is. So, I like bourbon sweet. I like them a little proofy. I like them with a lot of flavor. There you go. So we hope you liked this video and you'll subscribe for more videos like this, because we're always putting out a ton of content, a ton of first pours, a ton of blind tastings, a ton of bourbon fights, and every once in a while, 5 of this and 5 of that. So thanks for showing up tonight. We appreciate each and every viewer, and we'll see you next time. Oh my, that is good.